I am a high school dropout that had a $1 million bet with his parents that if I made $1 million before I'm 18, I did not have to go to college. I won. Ask me anything.
Before we start, be sure to like and subscribe to be the first to know about new videos. Comment your answer below.
Hello Reddit. You may have seen me at the top of /r/technology the other day, and I got a lot of messages telling me to do an IMO about this article on CNBC, so here I am. So I made a bet with my parents that if I turned 18 and was a millionaire, my parents wouldn't force me to go to college. I'm proud to say I won that bet. Thanks to some clever investments, making money from projects, and as is the case with everyone who has any kind of success, or even failure, a little bit of luck. Here's the story of how it happened. When I was 12 years old in May 2011, my older brother showed me this technology that I fell in love with and found fascinating. The technology was called Bitcoin. At that stage in life I had a $1,000 saved up, solely a gift from my grandma to use for my scholarship fund. It did not go to my scholarship fund. I asked my brother to help me put it into Bitcoin at $12 because I knew it would be huge in some way. At that point I had about 100 Bitcoins. I continued to do day trading, buying low and selling high over the coming years as well, and reinvesting the money. Fast forward to when I was 14 in high school. I was not enjoying school. I was in a small town in Idaho living on a llama farm. So the quality of the school system was, let's say, not the highest grade. I found the classes to be boring, valuable to some people, but at least for me boring and teaching me in a way that didn't make sense to me. Lessons that did not seem applicable in my life. My teachers would constantly criticize people in the classroom. Especially me. One teacher told me to drop out and work at McDonald's because that was all I would amount to for the rest of my life. Another would force us to read other students' grades out to the rest of the class to shame them for failing. Another roasted me in particular, for the full hour of class. No teaching. It was literally the roast of Eric Finman. Which now seems kind of funny actually, but still very bad to do. I went to a summer program to prepare me for the next year and found the best teacher ever in my life that changed my life, who was from the UK. I got an A+ in advanced physics when I got a C in basic physics the previous year. With that knowledge, since I didn't have access to good teachers in my small town in Idaho, I wanted to fix it. So I learned how to code and created an educational website that would allow you to connect with tutors/teachers/mentors online over video chat to teach you any subject you wanted to learn. You could search for Spanish and find someone to teach you from Ecuador. You could type in programming and you'd find a CS college student that is trying to pay tuition by doing this on the side. Or a retired expert who is a veteran in his field that just wants to impart his knowledge on to others. It became very popular in the local community. I told my teachers about it, but they did not like it because it felt like competition. Maybe they thought they might have to do better? At this point I was 15 and this got some initial traction and I was using it to teach myself. I asked my parents to let me drop out of high school to focus on this because I was miserable in school. They agreed and were supportive, but they made a bet with me that I can drop out of high school, but I have to go to college if I don't make $1 million by the age 18. I agreed and I dropped out of high school to work on this. A little bit after I dropped out of high school, and I had traction with my project. Bitcoin was shooting up. It was going big. $800, $900, $1,000. So I sold a lot of my Bitcoins, which resulted in me gaining $100,000. I used that money to put into my business so I could hire more professional programmers, and I moved to Silicon Valley. I even caught the attention of Alexis Ohanian of Reddit because his book At the Time Without Their Permission is what got me started. He helped me in many ways. Fast forward to early 2015. Eventually I found a buyer for the company's code and technology in January 2015. The investor offered either $100,000 or 300 Bitcoin, which had dropped in value at that time to a little more than $200 a coin. I took the lower cash value Bitcoin deal because I believed it was the next big thing, and an official buyout would have been very difficult for someone under 18, and it was good tax planning to use Bitcoin. Also continuing to do day trading on a daily basis. I used some of that money in the coming years to travel the world. Going to London, Dubai, Australia, and more. I used that to start a VR company using crowdfunding, and that did well. I shipped all those out. It was incredible. Now I'm doing a satellite as part of a NASA award which is launching in November out of New Zealand. I'll probably do another post about this soon because it's so cool. Would you consider further education to improve your writing/communication skills? Your self-teaching has worked out well for your financial and software acumen. But I think that Gates, Jobs and Zuckerberg are excellent communicators in addition to being technical leaders. If you went to a bad high school, it can hurt your communication skills. A great suggestion. I'll look into it. Thank you. I'll give you one writing pointer for free. Not hating at all, I was working at a meatworks when you were selling your first company, so good on you for seizing opportunities. Don't use so many goddamn exclamation marks. They signify the highest level of excitement, so when I see a person using a paragraph, or more, it makes me think they're too easily excitable. I'll ignore the ones you've used after interjections, wow, etc. But if you want to improve your post significantly for almost no effort, limit yourself to only one other in that entire post. Trust that your reader will be excited by the things you say, if you tell them exciting things. How did you learn to code? Code Academy is really what got me going and asking and looking for questions on Stack Overflow. With the knowledge that I learned from Code Academy, I decided to build my own projects, and when I got stuck I googled the answer and usually found it on Stack Overflow. Hope that helps. Can confirm. CA is a great place to start out, and Stack Overflow basically earned 63% of my CS degree. Albeit, it didn't earn me 1 million in that sweet cryptocurrency, and other successful ventures, moolah like you lol. Where would the world be without Stack Overflow? A question that I do not ever want to answer, haha. Shouldn't you still go to college and study something that interests you? You can afford it. I've thought a lot about going to college, but in the end I much prefer learning from mentors in my field and by building projects. I'm getting paid to learn when I build a project. It's a dream. I don't know why people are downvoting you so heavily. You could graduate college and not even find a decent job until your 30s, where you'll still be paying your student debts. Let the kid live, he's been lucky so far. My only suggestion is you become more humble, Eric. You've been lucky so far, along with some educated guesses, but that doesn't change the value luck has had. Keep advancing. Were there any parts of your educational experience that you liked? Absolutely. They were few and far between, but definitely some good parts. I had a teacher in particular that was incredible and helped me in so many ways. I owe a lot of my success to that one teacher, and I was thinking, how do I pay her back for her kindness, because it's so important to treat those great teachers that change your life so well, especially when teachers don't get enough credit that they deserve in our society. So I was back home in Idaho, and there was a charity auction for the Boys and Girls Club in our local neighborhood. They were raising funds for a new building they were doing. I hugely recommend you donate to them, they do such good work. My favorite teacher's golden retriever recently died, and she was pretty down about it, and she was looking for another puppy, but they were too expensive and too rare in the local area for the one she could find. There was a golden retriever puppy at the auction, and my teacher was looking at it wishing so bad she could have it, but when the amount got really high when bids were taking place. So I saw this as my opportunity to really help her out. And I bid for $5,000 and got the puppy, and I gave it to her. She was so thankful and appreciative, and I got the best gift of all, which was being able to say thank you to that one teacher that changed my life forever and gave me faith in myself. It's so important to show gratitude in life, in my opinion, and being able to enjoy even the more harder parts of life. Elon Musk, your hero, went to college and received 2 undergraduate degrees, physics and economics. He also pursued a PhD at Stanford. What are your thoughts on the fundamental difference in value your hero sees in education? Edit. Some people are pointing out that Musk believes that formal education is not important. That's not true. As another user pointed out, Elon credits college for widening his perspectives. What he does say is that we need to provide purpose to students so they can get excited about learning. He also says that a degree is not necessarily an indication of greatness. Easy to say in an interview, but how many salaried people at Tesla, SpaceX, or Solar City do not have a college degree? How many without a high school diploma? People know what's best for them. I knew for myself traditional education was not for me. And I've had a lot of people that have come to me and said the same thing. I was able to learn how to take an idea, build it, and sell it, in addition to sitting down at my desk every day and turning 83 bitcoins into 403 plus money into other diversification. That education was much more than I could ever learn in high school. Elon knew what he needed to do in order to learn. I know what I need to do for my life in order to be successful. What is it about a single lucky bet that makes you feel qualified to give investment advice? I spent every day working to build up the number of bitcoins I had. Turning 80 to 100 bitcoins to 403 plus, other money and cryptocurrencies. Feel free to take what I say with a grain of salt, but it was not one purchase, it was years of trading in addition to building out my projects. I wanted to clear that up. I'm not perfect, so you are right, there might be imperfections in my advice. My question: have you paid taxes on all of your bitcoins? I handled the taxes and did it all within the law. So did you handle the taxes, or was it your team of accountants after all? Oh boy, I think the IRS is about to come a-knocking. Yep. I have a team of accountants that help me with all that. I've never seen so many exclamation points in a post. You're so happy and it's very heartwarming. What's your favorite place you've been able to travel? I'm a very happy guy. And I'd say Florence, Italy. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. If you ever go there, check out the Da Vinci Museum. I'd be happy to if I won the lottery. What do you think you'll be doing in 10 years? I want to make sure I'm doing big things in technology. But what I've found in life is that not everything goes to plan. In both not so good and fantastic ways. So I set up systems for success. Small things I can do in the short term which give me a wider range of options and opportunities. So those systems have given me so much opportunity with doing a lot of little work. There's always times where you have to do a lot work, but most of the time it's a lot of little work. A good book on this is How to Fail at Almost Everything and Still Win Big.
You have been visited by Sad Cat. Like this video and subscribe to the channel to make Sad Cat happy again.